Welcome to the Built to Win podcast. I'm your host, Luke McCluskey, and during this podcast, I am going to be sitting down with the top 1% of people in their industry. I'm going to be getting under the bonnet of what makes them special, what makes them great, and what makes them stand out from the crowd. A lot of people ask me who our circle or what our circle. And I could sit here and say that we help find the top 5% of talent in the marketplace. I could also sit here and say we'll do so in timescales that you've probably never seen before. And whilst all of these things stand true, I think the true thing that separates us from our competition and what really makes us unique is the people that work here. We all have a relentless drive to succeed, a relentless drive to win, and winning for our customers. So ensuring that we find our customers the right contractors to deliver their projects on time and in budget. Winning for our contractors, ensuring that we can get continuity. So going from one contract to another contract to another contract, and ensuring that we've got the client base to be able to deliver on those promises. We specialise in markets, the food manufacturing market and the life sciences market across the UK, Europe and USA. We deliver large-scale capital programmes. We deliver large-scale ERP programmes. But I do appreciate that these are just words. So why not give us a call? Let us prove ourselves in a live opportunity and let us showcase what we can do for you. Welcome to the Built to Win mini pod. Today, I am delighted to be joined by Circle's one and only Sales Director, Stephen Kettle. Good to have you on, man.
How are you, mate? Good?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Good stuff. Right, I'm going to go through some career highlights, just to whet the appetite of the viewers. Joined in 2020, first deal in 6 weeks, 5 promotions in 5 years, set up our engineering business, 13 placements and net gain 9 contractors. 500k new business written in 6 months. Shareholder in 2025. What a journey, man.
Yeah.
Where did it all start?
All started 24-year-old me. So I always wanted to get into recruitment. Never really had the chance. No experience. I was like, well, how do I get into recruitment? So I went internal first.
Just pause there. The only person I've ever met that actively chose a career in recruitment.
It was the only business at the time. They were massive. They were massive globally. I thought, like, if I get in here, surely I'll get some experience. I didn't even know what 360 recruitment was back then. And COVID hit, made redundant. 24. I was like, where do I go? I was sitting on my sofa in lockdown on furlough. I saw
living the dream.
Literally. I saw the mate I worked with, brother, put a post up saying he's being made redundant, he's got years of experience in recruitment, and you commented saying, get him to send me a CV. I went, nope. I messaged you on LinkedIn, still got the message to this day, and said, I'm being made redundant, here's my CV. And then you called me within literally 2 hours and booked me in for an interview. And then
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I came in, and it never really, if back then, reflecting on it, if I listened to my parents, I was brought up, you go to university, you work hard, you get your degree, and you'll write your career. I was thinking, no, I want to be different. So, yeah. And I had 3 job offers, and one was internal, company car, all of that, which my parents thought I should not much of a change. We're in COVID, times are tough financially. So I'd just moved out, I was on furlough, 80% salary. I was thinking, okay, I'm feeling the pinch here. Why would you join a business that you've never got any experience in, and you've got to go out and earn
for less money
on a basic to earn commission? I think you might be making the wrong mistake. And I got my brother was messaging me saying, I think you're making the wrong mistake, mate. Just be careful. I thought, do you know what? That moment, I'm going to be different. And I joined you, and I said to my parents, I'll never forget it. And they wouldn't wind them up these now. They'd be like, yeah, you never listened. You went on your own. And I joined. I never forget my first day. I walked into the office. I think it was 4 consultants at the time. And I was like, wow, okay, this is not what I'm used to. A quiet office where I've got the senior perm individuals going into boardrooms to make calls and leaving the office.
Just to confirm, that wasn't us.
No,
that was where you
no. That was in my internal days.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a feel for it. at the start. I was thinking, okay, I'm learning through osmosis here. These people are saying this, saying that. And I'll never forget, Kaylee said on my first week, if you smash your first 6 months in this organization, because they're going to be the hardest, your future is going to write itself.
Done.
And I did stop. 5:30 was like, okay, I'll just get some food and I'll carry on. So 7, 8 o'clock was the finish all the time. I lived and breathed it 7 days a week. It was lockdown too when I was getting into it. I thought, okay, I'm just going to build rapport with all these people. Be relentless, be relentless. And then first deal dropped inside 6 weeks, and that was it. I got a feel. But I did dual desk at the start.
Are we going there?
We are going there. Bring me upstairs when your office was upstairs, and we're going through goals, and you were showing me through the pattern, which we still talk about these days, about your calls, your references, your CV sent all link. What are you, Steve? Perm or contract? I remember saying to you, oh, I think perm, because I think I just dropped about sort of 20K's worth of book fees, which I thought, okay, this is all right. And you were Gal. What do you mean? Gal. Your contract through and through. And the only thing we're gonna sit down and talk about is contract. And then you talk to me about earnings, and it was made apparent to me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do contract. It's quick. I need to be fast paced. I can't sit and be slow. But I was taking interim works, and the beauty thing, what I learned at the start was, you take your interim mindset into perm, you can make it faster.
Yeah, 100%.
So then went to contracts, and then just had a thought, and it always has been through me as a young kid. You've got to work the hardest. If you work harder than every single person in this business, in any business you go to, success will come, success will follow. And I just did that. I worked harder, stayed later, worked longer hours, call more people. And then the rest took care of itself. I sort of got a flow for it. And
I had to change the soles of your shoes every 3 weeks because of how many steps you did.
Yeah, I think I've kicked footballs into water butts every single day for about 3-4 months straight until we moved into our second office. And that's when I was just running up and down that strip, just getting a feel for it, being about. And yeah, that's when it did drop. Yeah, 13 deals at game 9 when we released that game. I was given the opportunity to go into leadership from then on.
And that's where the journey really starts, right?
Yeah, I always say to the leaders I've got now in the business, when you get given an opportunity into leadership, accountability and responsibility just clicks.
Yeah.
And it just happens overnight. And it did for me. So I've got to own this now. It's on me. So got sorted life science, got some good individuals, got Peter Neal, shout out to Pete, gotten the award, coached him to getting that award, which was a good achievement. And then one day you, again, magically called me into your boardroom for a chat, giving me a quick 101 to a consultant who just needed to sort of get a bit of a breakthrough in engineering. He was in our food division. So I thought, I gave him a 1-to-1. Steve, just stay behind. I was like, did I do something wrong? And he went, right, I want you to run engineering. And that's just brainwave that you normally have. Just click of the fingers. You've got 2 calls. I want you to run engineering. I want you to set up a division. We've never really nailed it. If you made 2 calls right now.
How many trial starts could you sell?
How many trial starts could you do? And if you pull a job in your first 2 calls, I'll give you a shot.
I remember who you called.
Yep. First call, 2 trial starts. Start next week. Second call, 6-month project manager. And then,
next thing, we've hired 6 people into it.
Yeah, we've hired 6 people into it. It's now our biggest division globally. Just conquering all aspects of the role. We've now got 2 principal leaders in it, an associate sales director. And then career from then on moved into group sales director, which has been probably the biggest, most rewarding learning curve for me at Circle, bringing on Trevor Pinder.
Yeah.
Learning all the headaches I used to give you when I was a consultant.
I tell you, it'll bite you in the arse, man. And your leaders are getting it now. Yeah. Your leaders are getting it now, because what you used to say to them as consultants, and they think, oh, why do I have to do this? Why? Now they're having to say it to their teams, and they understand your frustrations and you understand my frustrations. And it's the only way really to learn, right?
Yeah, I think it's holding yourself accountable. I think you wear the accountability on your shoulders. You're now in my responsibilities and accountable for the whole business, driving revenue, hitting a yearly budget, which we set every year, and getting overachievers in that, and basically scaling this business to 100 million inside 5 years with ongoing coaching.
Yeah.
I think I was never really grasped leadership properly until having the mentoring from yourself, bringing Dean on board, understanding his stories and the best coaching from himself, as well as Trev. I think Trev, working with him and having one-to-ones and having some time with him and him coming in to sort of see what we're actually bringing into this business and what the framework we've got now from what it was when I joined, like 6 years. And I still remember you mentioned to me my first month, you either evolve or you're extinct. And we just keep evolving and keep evolving and keep evolving. And now,
It's unrecognizable sometimes when you look at it, in comparison to what it was, to what it is now. It's still got the core feel, right? But it's just evolved so much. Like, we've got a commercial team now that's out there winning massive parcels of work globally, and we've got a bigger team than we've ever had. And still right now, I'm like, we're not as far as I want us to be.
no, because I think,
And you share that ethos, and Kaylee shares that ethos.
yeah, I think you can't.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's money. I'm thinking.
That's a deal going off.
Yeah, that is the. I'm thinking. On your pause there, go and have a look. Yeah, I think there's no ceiling. You write your own success, and I've never been an individual. Even when I first joined, you're just happy being content in one position.
If you ain't going forwards, you're going backwards.
And
You don't stay in one place, right?
yeah, and I look around, and you always need to grow. You always need to
Yeah.
work on your tool, but your toolkit in recruitment is always evolving. Because if not, you're brown bread.
Yeah,
You've
100%.
released. I think, yeah, always bringing new things in. Always innovative. Oh, let's just tweak that idea. Now I've got a sales roadmap. I've created this year a sales roadmap of what we want to really, really bring into this business, and call it, like what we discussed, the circle of excellence.
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be in Centre of Excellence when I was a kid playing football, to now bringing into a recruitment, which is my passion.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that to be rolled out, because it's the epitome of what we are to the outside world. People, they see LinkedIn and they see like the odd bits here and there, but actually, this is what we're about. If you want to come and work here, this is what's expected. This is what you're joining. Like, do you know what I mean? And I think it's so important.
Yeah, I think that's just evolved from when I first joined.
I agree, but finally, it's tangible.
Yeah,
It was a feel before. I feel it's tangible now.
yeah. I think you always had the belief of growing when I first joined the business,
Yeah.
and getting to a size of 100 people. That's never gone away.
Mm-mm.
That's never gone away when I joined. But now it's just scalable, and actually seeing the people that I joined who trained me and with you, and now working as sort of
Business
as
partners.
business partners, growing it as the best mates.
Mm.
Having a chance of a lifetime opportunity that I always reflect back, saying, if I wasn't on LinkedIn, that day when I sat on my sofa and looked at the post and messaged you, if I didn't take the opportunity and I listened to my parents, where would I be?
It's a butterfly effect, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking I made that choice, and now it's just, yeah, I will always remind my parents.
So just switching it up ever so slightly, what advice would you give to someone going into a position as sales director in recruitment, or that kind of level, into sales leadership within recruitment? What would you say the top 3 things of advice you would give to them? Because as a business, we made every mistake going. And I'm so proud of that, because we make decisions, and if it doesn't work, we learn from it. Whereas I see so many other businesses, they just sit in their little comfortable place. They don't want to take risk, and they will always stay the same. They won't admit it, but they will always stay that same business. Whereas you have dared to make mistakes, and I love that. What are the 3 biggest tips that you would give to us?
To be in a position for a business to get to sales director, you probably made the most mistakes in the room anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you've gone through that journey and you've got the experience. I think you're going to feel the biggest learns is you're only feeling this pressure and you're only feeling this part of the stress of the job is because of the responsibility you have and what part you play in that. I think as well, you're never too big to do the role that you don't forget your roots. So I'm still on the tools. I will still jump on Teams calls. I'll be still calling clients. I'll still be bringing roles in, still closing deals. And I think you've got to show that to the recruitment consultants as well as your leaders, that no one in this business, no matter what layer you are as a sales director in any organization, that you will show the others of what you train them to do.
Yeah, no one's too
Leading
big
from the
to
front.
jump on and help close a deal or anything like that. I love that. So leading from the front.
Leading from the front. And it's a growth mindset. It's bringing people on that journey and showing them the way of. Second would be accountability. Accountability, not just from me, but what is a recruitment consultant in our business accountable for? What is this principal leader role in your business accountable for? What's a principal consultant leadership role for? What's an associate sales director? So you've got that golden thread. And if every single person understands what they're accountable for in their day to day, that should drive the success, as well as happy people make money.
Percent.
I have learned some hard lessons over the years that if you walk into a business and you're having a bad day, how you're reacting will be picked up on in your team, and your sales team will reflect on how your mood is as well. Because ultimately, you're the one driving them standards.
Yeah, 100%.
And just creating an atmosphere where you walking in. I still say it today. I am a Man U fan of the theatre of dreams. Our sales floor is the theatre of dreams. Why? Because dreams happen. Our standards are the top. Everyone knows what they're accountable for, and everyone is happy to do their job. They love the craft of what they do, and they love the graft to actually perfect success. And if you're missing that, then you need to probably reflect back. And first of all, no one's got a business unless you've got happy people.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone feels different, and that's why everything is incentivized within an inch of its life. And sometimes it's not even prizes; it's just the thrill of competition, the theme days that we have running, Cheaters Week, building a bar. All of that stuff just adds to it and adds to it. It compounds. Happy people make money. That doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and rainbows, or there isn't pressure and there isn't accountability and stuff like that. It just makes it easier. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Comes on to happy people make money. Well, you need to understand what makes them happy first. So that channels down from mindset.
Yeah.
Of understanding, well, because everyone's different.
100%.
And that's what I probably a big learned. Well, add to that, we'll go forward, not through it. Of everyone is different. You can never coach someone. How I used to recruit, I can give them the standards of how I used to recruit and the stories of how I used to recruit. But everyone recruits in their own different way. They are a unique person. So everyone gets trained in the same way, but how they perfect it in their own way and their own desk is different.
Our training is the skeleton. They've got to put the flesh on it, right?
Yeah. And
it's
just be like me. Well, it'd be good if they could, but they can't, because everyone's different in their own approaches.
Absolutely.
But
it's good to have everyone on the same mindset. But even then, I was thinking, I was doing some mindset sessions with people this week, and you start with, okay, what's your why? And they come out with, car, new house, watch, whatever it might be. And then you go, yeah, okay, but what do they mean to you? And then you get the why. And normally it's self-worth, pride, proving someone wrong. It's something. You've got to get to that bit. The material things just lead to that. What is your favorite ever day? What's your favorite day in history of working in recruitment? Is there a day that stands out?
As a consultant, yes.
Yeah.
Dropping, I think I've closed 4 deals on the final day of the month, to land 30.
Yeah.
13th. I started on 9. My favorite day when I was in food, and Kaylee came over to me and asked me, how much have you grown your book by this month as a consultant? And I said, 5.5K. You went, and I the famous piece of paper.
Yeah.
The folded.
Do you still have it?
Well,
it's just on a bigger scale now.
Just a folded piece of paper with writing all my deals on, my who am I losing, who am I gaining. And I said, yeah, I've done 5.5K. She went, Steve, that's like pledged that at the start of the month. That's what I was going to grow by. And you've done it on your own. I was like, well, yeah, you said you needed a big month. And that was a consultant. It's like reflection. Like, look, I'll get everyone's. I'll just drive because that's what made me.
Yeah.
That's what drove me to. Drove me proud. I
Hmm.
suppose. Seeing, I want to be the number one. I want to bring in the most money. I want to be that top biller effect. But actually, I want to support the business and the growth as well. Because if I do well, everyone else grows as well. Because I know Kaylee at the time needed to obviously upskill some rookies she had in the team, whereas I was just flying. So just let me sit on my own. I'll just crack on.
Yeah.
As a leader, gotta be deadline day, transfer deadline day, or deal day, as we want to call it in this organisation. On Friday last year, you were in Dubai. You remember messaging me saying, "How many deals do we need to hit target?" And I just ignored you. I was like, "No, I'll let you know."
Oh no, like the fuck?
You can know this now. And I was like, "Right, we need 16 deals."
On a Friday.
Yeah, and I think we had 10 in the bank. So I think first things first, going back to leading from the front, before anyone got in, I called one of the hiring managers and trial started too. They weren't anywhere on the book or what we were tracking.
Weren't pledged.
No, I just thought, do you know what? I fancy it. If anyone's going to get off to a star before everyone walks in, I need to get off to a star because then I can set the scene and say we need 14. No, I dropped 2 this morning. So that gives people, okay, we're all jumping in on this. And I think came by, we were on 15 at 3:00 and me and Kaylee cultivated a deal that commercial had been tracking for the last couple of weeks. We got that over the line and they got to about 4:30. Like they all were like feeling it, saying, "Oh, we need one more, guys. Who's got something left in the bag?" And we called everyone over and said, "Look, we've been keeping this in our back pockets. We've got 16 deals." And
I remember it, man. I remember getting the message. I was fishing at the time. I remember getting the message saying we've done it, and I was like, that was unbelievable, man. I'm gutted I wasn't here for it because that just like fight to the end mentality.
there's a feel about that as a leader. You've got everyone bought in to this journey. Other people may have seen that target of 16 going, that ain't achievable. We got 10. Where we're going to find 6 on a Friday, going against all the law of averages. Oh, no. If we believe in this and we get everyone bought in on this and we pitch and we go through Trevor Pinder, Contractor Onion, we go through the Contractor Onion and get same day interviews and trial starts, we will achieve this. And
it happened.
And it happened. And now it's 2026.
Here we go. What is your plan for 2026?
My plan for 2026, double the team.
Mm-hmm.
Double the team, achieve an upskill of the consultants joining this business, really bringing them on a level.
So what's your plan for 2026?
Knowing the business now as Project Dominate, that Project Dominate can come through the team. So briefing the team back end of last year, going into 2026.
Yeah,
with the vision of yourself is dominating accounts. We have done very, very well commercially with all the clients that we work with. And now it's dominating them accounts that we really don't need to go anywhere else.
yeah, I never thought I'd say this, but the last thing we need is a new logo right now.
Yeah, we've done very, very well over the years of dominating like logos and clients that we work with and servicing them and to a next level that they've never experienced before. Now it's dominating that and upskilling every single individual in this organization to believe that if you place with just one hiring manager, how many other individuals could you get put in touch with and associate yourself with to really scale them accounts?
Yeah,
Because we've done it well. We've done it well over the years at some of the accounts that you grew when you first started, and now the new organizations. I kind of feel like we need to really golden thread that. So every single person is accountable at a different level in this organization.
Yeah, I love that.
It's true. So we'll be talking to C-suite.
Mm-hmm.
Our individuals will be connecting with the C-suite. Then we'll go below that and we'll get to the managing directors and ops directors and things like that. So every single layer is someone's got a responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're really going to understand and really kickstart our journey of 4 years to go to get to 100 million. I think we can probably do it in 3 with what we're talking about. So strap in. We're only just getting started.
Only got to double again twice. That's fine. Steve, really appreciate you coming on today. I've really enjoyed this conversation. So yeah, absolutely pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks.